Hey everybody, Rusty Shipp here from the band Rusty Shipp. And today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite song from the Mortal Ghost album. It's called Tip of My Tongue. And this is my personal favorite song of all 10 to 12 songs on that record. And it's also probably the most personal song to me on the record as well. So this song, Tip of My Tongue, it's kind of about this concept of when we as human beings go through life, and there are certain points in our life where we will have these experiences where we feel just an overwhelming sense of euphoria. And it comes in like spikes. Either it's triggered by nostalgia, like we smell or taste something we haven't sensed since childhood, and it just is like, oh my gosh, an overwhelming euphoria that almost has kind of an element of like you feel like you're fainting, or like you feel like you're going to lose consciousness. That's how powerful and overwhelming it is, this feeling of euphoria. And you can get it from nostalgia, you can get it from music, and also you can get it from what I would consider divine experiences or encounters with the supernatural or with God. And it's like in these times in my own life, it's kind of, often it just catches me by surprise. I'm going through life and then all of a sudden something happens where I experience something, or like I hear a song just at the right time in a certain way, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it hits me, and I sometimes I've dropped to my knees because it's just such an overwhelming, euphoric, emotional experience. And I don't understand why that happens. I don't understand the science behind it, but it just seems like something otherworldly. And there's really no real tangible reason I can point to for why, a memory just makes me all of a sudden, bam, just kind of like overwhelmed with emotion to the point where I'm about to faint. And I think that this kind of thing happens for some people more than others. I might be more sensitive than other people in this area. This isn't something that happens to me all the time. Maybe it happens like once a year or a few times a year or something like that. But I was just fascinated by this whole concept of what are these mysterious, seemingly supernatural, euphoric feelings that will hit us from time to time. So this is what this song is about. I wrote a song about it, and it's called Tip of My Tongue, because me trying to describe this like, supernatural, extraterrestrial, spiritual experience, I don't have any words to really describe it because it's something otherworldly. So all my attempts to describe it, it's still just kind of like on the tip of my tongue. Like I'm so close to being able to describe it, but I can't, because it's like I can't really grasp it. And it's kind of like the lyrics in the chorus. It feels like a feather dropped from an angel's wing, but it slips through my fingers with the breeze. It's like something supernatural comes down and I get a glimpse of it. I can feel it, but I can't catch it. So that's kind of what this song is about. And going in line with, this, some of the greatest experiences in my life, some of the pinnacles of my life, these euphoric, mysterious experiences, I was like, man, if I'm going to write a song about this, it has to be like the best of the best music that I've created and assembled in the past decade of me creating music fragments. Because it just seems like that whole concept, it just seems like sacred to me. And so I wanted to just have like my first offering of musical fragments to assemble in this sacred song, Tip of My Tongue. So I went through all my music journals for the past 10 years and song fragments that I hadn't used yet. I just assembled, what I considered to be the best of the best melodies and riffs and chord progressions and vocal melodies, and all these things, all of them all gave me a feeling of something divine in it. Like, I can't put my finger on this. I just know that when I hear this certain chord progression or this riff, that I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is like, it's so good that it's like beyond me. It seems like it's just like from another world. And that's all I can say. It just seemed like it's otherworldly. So I took all these things that kind of had this like divine element to it, and I assembled it into this super song. And it's actually interesting because this song was also an experiment that I did where I asked myself as a songwriter, okay, what song out there, what famous song do I wish that I had written that's out there, a famous song? And I thought, you know what? I wish that I wrote the song Everlong by the Foo Fighters. And I was thinking about it, I was like, well, you know, I could have written that song just as well as Dave Grohl wrote it. And so I was like analyzing the song. What is it about that song that makes me like it so much? And so scientifically, I just kind of broke it down. And why do I like that song? And I analyzed it and like found the ingredients for what made it such an amazing song. And I tried to replicate that in this song. So all the things that I liked about Everlong, I tried to have all those same ingredients in this song. So it's kind of like an experiment to make a song that was as good or better than Everlong. I'll let you be the judge of if I was able to make a song as good or better than Everlong. I personally think that I did, but I might be biased because obviously I wrote this music, so obviously I'm writing something that, you know, I'm taking something that resonates with me more than any other music out there. So obviously I like it because I'm kind of wired to like music that sounds like this for whatever reason. And when I was coming up with the lyrics for this song, you know, obviously I wanted it to be about these divine experiences and this just mysterious phenomenon that happens to human beings in our lifetime. And also it's interesting because a few years ago, when this song was really in its infancy, I didn't have any lyrics for it. I got the really, really sad news that my cousin died. And it was the first death in my family. No one had ever died, not my grandparents, nobody. So it was a total shock to everybody in my family. And my cousin, we were really close growing up. We were the same age. And so it was just such a devastating loss. And it was just such a tragedy. And it's interesting because that morning when I got the news for the first time, it was really strange, but the melody from this song just popped into my head. And it just kind of kept playing. And so I didn't really know what to do with that. It was really interesting. But it just kind of validated my whole concept behind the song, that there's just like something supernatural and spiritual, maybe a little ghostly and divine in this song, contained in these chords and vocal melodies and the riffs. So I don't know, there's just something ghastly kind of about the song, and I just absolutely love it. It's also one of the more complicated songs I've ever written. We always joke in the band about this song because it literally has every chord in it, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. You know, I'm kidding about that. But it does have all those chords. And so whenever we're, you know, if I'm, you know, teaching somebody to play this song or whatever, it's just like, man, how do you play that song? It's such a pain in the butt with all those chords. I can't remember which chord comes after which because there's all these changes going on throughout the whole thing. But I also think that that's one of the cool things about this song, because it is so complex. And it's just, I think it's my attempt at making like the highest form of art that I could possibly humanly make. That's what this song is for me, and that's one of the reasons that it's my favorite song. Also has a really cool rhyme scheme. On the tip of my tongue, I wanna speak, but the words that just won't come around to become a sound. Make some sense of this feeling I have found. It's like such a weird rhyme scheme, and I'm really proud of that rhyme scheme, by the way. And it was a challenge writing this because I had this rhyme scheme. It's like, okay, how do I fit words into certain parts of it so it all fits in this weird flowing rhyme scheme that I just came up with. I don't know any other song that has a rhyme scheme like this. So it's another thing that I think is just awesome about this song. And this song, actually, we do have a music video for this song out there. Check it out. It's a lyric video, which is pretty cool because it kind of matches the imagery in my head. When I think about this song, I think of like, flying blue skies, kind of like bright, sunny deserts and stuff like that. So we worked with an artist who made a video for us that kind of captures that imagery that was kind of in my head when I was writing this song. But yeah, I don't know. This song is just like, it's just amazing. There's just like a magic to it, or like a spirit in it that is just like really powerful.
But it slips through my fingers with the waves.
Love it. Can't get enough of it. So anyway, check the song out, Tip of My Tongue, from the Mortal Ghost album. Also check out the music video we released for Tip of My Tongue. And yeah, thanks for listening. I hope you like it.